This is a movie about a little girl from across the world. She wants to be a superstar, but her daddy won't let her, cause he hates her and her mom, and he hates women too, except for his old ass auntie, who's there for some reason. Woo-hoo-hoo. And he hates not just them, but he hates me and you, me and you. He hates me and you. Or maybe he doesn't, cause he never met me before. He never met me before. Let's get on with the review. Make sure to subscribe. Daniel and Gian talk. Hey guys, you're watching Daniel and Gian Talk, and today we are going to do a full review of the 2017 feature film, Secret Superstar. Not really starring Aamir Khan, but Aamir Khan's the big name on the film. I believe he produced it.
Yep, it's definitely an Aamir Khan production.
It's Aamir Khan production.
What'd you think?
I think it's definitely, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Like, I liked it enough where I could look past like the really like the coincidental stuff. Like,
I know, like what?
Like, oh, you know, she's in the studio and he's like, you can't do this. This isn't for you. And she's like, well, this song isn't the right song.
So हमें ना लगता है problem हम में नहीं, आपके गाने में.
Oh. मतलब problem तुम में नहीं है. Problem मेरे गाने में. वाह, वाह.
You remixed an old song and tried to turn it into something new, and he, like, oh, you know what? You're right.
तेरी बोली बोलूंगी मैं.
Stuff like that happened where it was like there was no time to develop it. It just, you know, but it wasn't such a big deal where I was like, oh, you know, it didn't make me feel like that. I was like, okay, whatever. I went with it. I went past it because that wasn't the point of the movie. You know, it was a cute film. I guess the best way to put it. It was really cute, really sweet. You know, really tugged at the heartstrings. You know, I loved the mom. You know, she was just. I felt like she genuinely cared about the girl and the little boy, you know, her children. In the film. You know, she did a great job of that.
The family life at home was. I mean, I didn't grow up in a household like that, so I can't say like it was accurate. But on a human level, I connected with all the identifiers.
Right, exactly.
With the exception of the aunt.
The aunt was kind of weird, and I was waiting for her to like.
She had a good arc. She had an interesting arc, even though she didn't really have one in terms of like. On-screen development, but there was definitely a person behind the face.
There was something there, but she was more of an observer. She was the watcher from Marvel.
Until the end.
I mean, even towards the end, I mean, all she did, she told her the story, but I was waiting for her to kind of step in and say something to her nephew, you know. I liked the turn of events at the end better. I like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Mom finally said, you know what, this is it. You know, the last straw was you throwing her guitar into the, you know. Like, she was scared. I get it. This is an uneducated woman. She can't read. She can't write. She was forced into this marriage. The guy wasn't happy with her as anything. She's just a you know.
I'm assuming arranged marriage, but
it was absolutely arranged marriage because they're talking about like arranging her the daughter's marriage. So you know, he was a little man. He was a small man. He was upset about everything.
But even if he had what he wanted, I don't even know if he'd be happy.
Right.
Probably because it's just traditional values. Yeah. For me, the husband or the father, whatever you want to classify him as, because he's both. But it's just being born into this like cycle. Of like, okay, now it's your turn to do exactly what your mom did. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like
he didn't want her. He didn't care about her at all.
That's what I'm saying, because she was a woman.
She was a burden.
She was a woman, that's why. It wasn't the boy. It wasn't the little son.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, repeating the cycle, that traditional bullshit value cycle that continues to be propagated.
Well, I don't want to generalize because...
I will generalize. Okay. I think it's bullshit, and that's why
I'm not going to generalize because I don't think every single family's like that. I don't think
I'm talking about this family.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's bullshit. That's traditional value bullshit that just, to me, like, it keeps people down. It suppresses things. But, as I've said, and because I'm going to do a secondary review because I already did it, because I love the movie so much, I did talk about how those struggles are important, though. Like, the fact that she went through all that hardship, the fact that her dad was an abusive asshole and all of that shit, it made her who she was.
Yeah.
And it's almost important that she went through all that. Because if she didn't experience that, then you might be someone with privilege or whatever, and you might not have that career aspiration to just say, fuck it, I'm going to go above all of this and just keep going.
Oh, you might not appreciate your mom as much either.
Exactly.
You might not like realize all the
whole
sacrifices
stuff she did.
was making. Yeah.
So I'm saying, I think that struggle is important.
Absolutely.
Like, it kind of was important that her mom got beat up. Like, it's fucked up to say, but, you know, all the comedians we love, they all had fucked up childhoods.
Yeah.
Like, they all, I mean, they make us laugh. But they all had, and I mean, maybe there's a few of them that didn't, but I mean, for the most part.
Well, that something happened to them for sure.
And then
at some point in their life.
Just and that's artists too. Just
Comedy
artists
is pain.
it is. I mean, that's the whole thing with the crying clown.
Unless you're Taylor Swift.
I think it makes you a different type of person if
Absolutely.
you go through that
Absolutely.
like struggle in a good way. Because I think that's the only way you can overcome. If you
overcome it, yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the sad part. A lot of people don't overcome it, which is why I think it's bullshit that they go through it. So like it's this weird oxymoron where I'm like praising that behavior because of the outcome potentially.
Well, I think you praise the people who have decided to overcome it instead of dwelling in their own circumstances
Sorrow
and not
and just
doing anything to try to get past it. You know, and this little girl, she did, and she did it. She did it against all odds. Like if this happened in the U.S., it wouldn't be that big a deal. But
No.
you know, the circumstances
it could still be a story that works here in the States, but
it'd be a different kind of story.
But you would be like,
Yeah.
of course she was able to get out. This is America.
Exactly.
This is the American dream.
You know.
But
like the little meeting with the lawyer and everything, where the lawyer's telling him, you know, you don't have your case is kind of a rough case here, but I'm gonna do what we
in
can to help
America
you.
they would have went to Hillary Swank, and she would have handled everything because she's like the go-to woman to handle like people of color problems.
Oh, is she now?
Yeah. Freedom Riders, didn't you know? Is that how Hillary Swank?
I don't know what Freedom Riders is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's kind of like this because this movie reminded me of a few American movies. Akeelah and the Bee being one of them. I don't know if you heard of that one.
Never watched it. I heard of it.
So, and for those out there who haven't seen it, it's a movie about a spelling bee. I think like the national champions are in like Los Angeles or something, and she's like super smart. She's like in elementary school, but she's from like South Central or something. So like,
yeah,
there's no funding. No one gives a fuck about her because she's a black girl. But then she ends up, I don't know if she wins or but she goes. She ends up going. It's a similar story where it's like no one gives her any attention. No one really cares. She's growing up in the hood, so she's actually dealing with that lifestyle too. But it's also done in a realistic way, kind of like this, where, yeah, there's convenient plot points, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, I could buy it. This might happen. You know, like, I could buy her, I don't know about her mom selling her gold chain and buying a laptop. Like, I don't know how much all those things are, like, I'm not familiar with all that stuff.
Yeah, no, there was definitely some leaps of faith there. But I think that the intent was real. And that was believable. The intent of, like, I'm going to, like, get rid of something and like not talk, like it was good that it got brought back up at the end, because then we got to actually see the domestic violence.
चाहती हो ना? नहीं, तुमको तो ये सब जरूर देखना चाहिए क्योंकि ये सब तुम्हारी वजह से हो रहा है।
अब्बा पर मैंने कुछ भी नहीं किया है। अब्बा।
How bad?
Which you see enough, but you don't see enough to be disgusted.
Right.
You see enough to be involved and to hate the right characters and to love the right characters, but not enough to really like, this is a scary, like there's
it was domestic violence tastefully done.
It was, no, because there's a movie, I think it's called 0-0 or 3-0 or something like that. It was a Gary Oldman movie. I think he directed it. And it had the record for one time having like the most F words in it or something. Yeah. But there's just so much fucking abuse. I think it's a biopic or something. I don't remember. I'm totally misconstruing it. But I just remember seeing so much just abuse towards women and stuff. It was like disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, I only finished it because I believe in just finishing it. Well, if you're gonna start it, finish it. But I mean, it wasn't like this movie, I guess is what I'm saying. You know, they
cut away. They cut away at the right times for sure.
And they just showed enough.
They also used sound design, like you hearing the slap,
cutting to reaction shots of the little boy. You know, because that's the other thing too.
I mean, I like that stuff. I prefer that. If you're a horror movie director and you can scare people without showing stuff,
gore.
That's better than like having somebody just stab somebody 75 times in the chest.
Absolutely. I mean, both can be effective, but I consider it to be more mature to do it the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, Sacred Games, quick plug, watch the review if you haven't seen it. But all the violence, Kashyap, it's all tasteful.
I mean, how did this movie make you feel as you're watching it? Like, for me,
it was a roller coaster.
The dad, I hated him the whole time.
Yeah,
like, I mean, he didn't do anything that was like
I was glad that he got this shit handed to him at the end.
Even that second, like that moment where he comes home and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna go to this wedding. Everybody gets to go," and she's dressed up, and then he fucks it up with the whole like
the jewelry
with the gold
thing.
chain. And he says like, "I don't want people the gold chain that your uncle gave you. I don't want people to think that as an engineer I can't afford to get my wife
and he didn't
any
even
jewelry."
buy it.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, is that how big of a piece of shit you are? You know?
That's what I'm saying. I was glad that he got his at the end.
Yeah.
I really was. Then she did it in public too, and he couldn't do anything about it. I just wish someone would have kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like, that's a guy, if he was walking down the street and then for whatever reason the director decided to just do a drive-by shooting on him for no reason, just end the movie with the drive-by, I would have been like, okay, all right.
I could have been like old school and like had him fishing, and then
he gets
Jeremy Piven's car goes off and like lands on top, like they both die at the same time.
Oh shit.
But Aamir Khan fit his role too. I thought he was a good representation of like that asshole guy. He was also, I feel like that's what it was.
Well, it was like a caricature of the eccentric producer.
Yeah,
you know,
Simon Cowell a little bit too,
yeah.
like the people that you don't like. But I'm saying all of these characters were opposites of our lead, just because they're always just creating this tension.
Yeah,
and that's good in a good way. This dramatic tension where it was a little flamboyant, I felt like, but I'm also not from India, so like that might be how they dress.
I mean,
he was definitely the Ed Hardy type. That nobody would like.
If you want to nitpick,
country.
I think it was a little over the top.
I think absolutely was over the top. But you know, I just liked the theme. I liked how it all came together at the end. I liked the reveal that who the real secret superstar is, because it's true. The movie took its time. I love we didn't talk about the biggest performance in my opinion, which is the little boy. I thought the little boy was great.
Oh, the little brother?
No.
Oh, the little boyfriend?
The little boyfriend. I thought he was great. I thought she was great. I thought they were both great.
No,
I think they
did a good
both
job.
deserve to be stars.
The one thing that kind of stood out to me was they're supposed to be 10th graders, like 15-year-old.
I don't know, but I believe that they were kids.
And they look young. But I thought about it and I was like, you know what? They look young to me because here in Hollywood, they'll cast like 25-year-olds to play high school kids. So you have like actual like grown people
playing high school,
you know, and
kids.
you get used to it. Like my joke's always been like in the 80s, you know, the older boyfriend was always like 35 years old.
Because it's
supposed
true.
to date like a 17-year-old.
But that's what I'm saying. They were actual kids. I bought it all. I'm just saying the relationship was cute too.
No, it was cute. It was all cute. The little brother, I loved the little brother. I thought he was
how he built the laptop up. That was cute. That was a little.
I mean, he was a cute little kid. Yeah. He was
tearjerker moment.
Yeah, and you could tell he was a sweet. The
mom was good. I thought it was performances all around were good.
Yeah.
When a movie, let me put it this way, and I don't know if I said this in my review or not, but kudos to Aamir Khan for producing the movie, because I have without a shadow of a doubt, like I feel like he knew exactly what he wanted to do from the get. Like this is the story he wanted to tell in terms of like pulling all the pieces together to make sure that this movie came together. Because the director's a first-time director.
Right.
He was I believe he was the AD on one of Aamir Khan's other movies, the one with the little kid that everyone wants to watch.
Oh, Tariz,
yeah,
that
one.
Something or other. Yeah.
So like this was his first foray. Like I'm excited to see whatever he does next because
right.
I feel like he has a lot of talent because it's just what he did. But he put himself in a role that was like minor enough to where it didn't affect the story at all, but major enough to where it was actually important and he could actually market himself as being a part of the movie. But not only that, that's not where I give him kudos to. The people that were casted, and that might be a director, casting director, whoever did that, when Aamir Khan is the weakest guy in the whole movie,
that says a lot.
That says a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he's putting everyone else's performances above himself.
Absolutely.
And I think that's fucking important because the movie's not about him. He could have easily cast people that were lesser than him and then made him look even better. Everybody looked better than him.
Yeah.
And that's a huge compliment. I think he would understand that too because the girl was fantastic. The mom was fantastic. The little boys were fantastic. I mean, even the little players of like just the other lawyer, like just these little bit players. The father, like everybody performed better than Aamir Khan did.
Yeah, the father was great. The father like had that death stare down.
That you knew
like
he didn't have to do anything.
No.
And that's very hard to come by.
Yeah, he didn't have to talk.
He didn't. He just looked at you.
Yeah.
He just, based on the context, if they, like, you knew when they fucked up before they even knew they fucked up. I don't know. We've seen Aamir Khan talk about movies and how he wants to like propel India to like this upper strata. You know, the one we watched in particular was like, why haven't Indians done like Inception-like movies? And he feels like because they're just stuck to like the same masala. Let's go watch a movie. We're going to see some dancing and some fighting, and maybe the story makes sense, maybe not, whatever. But I mean, it's about escape, right?
What you mean is not taking risks. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Not taking risks.
And he is.
Stick to the formula.
He's still adhered to the formula. There's absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, a formula here.
Right, with the songs.
The 3-act structure. I mean, there really wasn't that many songs, but the songs were done tastefully too, where you kind of believed that they were like, of course there's going to be a song moment in the studio. Where the fuck else would there be one?
Right.
And her goals and career aspirations were manageable too. She didn't want to become famous. She just wanted to be on that show. She just wanted to have a chance to sing up there.
She just wanted to do enough where her mom could escape. Well, they could escape her dad. Yeah. That's really all it came down to. Like,
I don't want to be Justin Bieber. I don't want to be viral.
No, just to not be dependent of the father. And speaking of the viral stuff, like I really like the way they use the YouTube. Like I could relate to everything, like the views.
Now we can.
Yeah. Now, yeah. Now watching it now after doing this for so long, like it was like okay, yeah. I mean, when I saw she had 30 million views, I'm like. We haven't hit 1 million yet on one of our videos, so that's that was like a way bigger.
It made me jealous. Yeah. It made me angry.
And I like the little stuff like when she's walking around and all the little like tweets and Facebook posts and everything are like.
Yeah, it was a 2017 film. Yeah, film. You know, it knew like we're making an old story for a new generation with new technology.
If I'm gonna say anything at all, like I kind of wish they would have kept using that throughout the film. Like when she went offline.
The YouTube thing kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it was just gone.
And it did disappear.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes sense why it is. But I feel like that definitely wandered off. You know, was she getting paid from that? Like, did she get AdSense revenue?
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, that she could be making. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I enjoyed it overall. I mean, it didn't feel. Another compliment. It didn't feel like 2.5 hours to me. It kind of went by. I mean, it was long. I was like, okay, there are definitely scenes that probably could have been taken out here.
No, it had good pacing. It definitely had good pacing. There wasn't. Nothing felt overtly unnecessary.
Well, the end, I was like, oh no, they're gonna show the award ceremony at the end. Like after the father leaves and he gets his shit handed to him. I was like, oh man, good, this is perfect. Like end here. Go. You don't even need to show him go to the airport or whatever. It doesn't really matter because the story's over right there. The father got his shit. They're gonna go like to maybe go see the award ceremony. Technically, if you fucking faded to black right there, it might not have been the most fulfilling ending, but you would have been like, okay, their story's over. Their journey's over because there's literally nothing else for them to do.
And I think this was just to put a button on it.
But it came together is one point. Because I was like, oh no, they're gonna show this whole award ceremony, and then they're gonna add up the tension. They're inject false tension.
Right.
Like, is she gonna win? Like where it doesn't matter.
But then it doesn't matter. And then turned it around and made it about her mom.
Which was good. Which made it 100% worth it. Which was like, okay, that's not a complaint.
Absolutely.
That's fine.
If you haven't watched this movie, highly recommend watching it. It's a nice film. It's just nice. That's the best adjective. It has a strong message
though. So it's not innocent. I wouldn't say it's like I don't know. You're not watching Barney or something.
I mean, I feel like it's not overtly.
It's not Sesame Street.
It's about there's the domestic violence and stuff, but I feel like it's not overtly about domestic violence.
No, yeah, but it's there though.
You know, it's about chasing your dreams. You know, there's elements like I said, I wasn't sure if you did it on purpose. Like her temper was exactly like her dad's. Like she would lose her shit and just. You know, she insulted the little boy 1 million times. You know, she'd always start breaking stuff.
I felt for him. I felt for the little kid.
I did.
That was me.
I know.
So many times. Except it didn't work out, ever. I never was able to, like, get the girl that I was pursuing to say I love you.
You're never able to save it. No, so, like, I thought there was, like, little stuff like that. And it definitely, like, it got dark enough.
That's what I'm saying.
But it wasn't overtly dark, where the reason why I think it didn't go dark all the way is because they still kind of wanted to be kid-friendly, you know?
So if you would have saw some titties, some swearing, that would have been.
Well, you know, there were certain parts where I was expecting like him to really beat the shit out of her, like and like.
Well,
you know,
I think
and it didn't happen, and I was glad that it didn't happen.
This is This is like this teen.
Yeah,
adult.
that's what I'm saying. Like, this was made for a specific audience. This was made for a certain age group.
Teenagers can go watch
Yeah.
it, but if adult goes and catches it, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, this is what it was."
Right.
I'm glad I went and watched this. This is actually better than I thought.
Exactly.
But it could also there easily could have been an R-rated version of this.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that would have been as good. I don't know if it would have been.
No,
as,
I'm not
as
saying
effective.
I'm not saying it wouldn't have. I'm not saying it would have been. You know, this is not.
I thought you're.
No.
Talking down to it.
No,
for
I'm not
being
saying.
rated
I'm
R.
saying like it didn't go to that level because this is for specific audiences, and it works that way. You know, it wasn't. It wasn't Anurag Kashyap. Like somebody would, you know, he would have killed his wife or something. You know, or put her in the hospital. You know, like
one of them committed suicide immediately.
Maybe somebody could have committed suicide. You know, so like that. Like
which is interesting because I thought, you know, at some point I'm like, oh, this mom's gonna kill herself.
Yeah,
she put up
with a lot, you know. She puts up with a lot, and I think there's a lot of stuff that wasn't explained, but you get it. You pick up the vibes. You get what you get the situation without having to go.
I think they
into
all
detail.
get it too,
yeah.
which is why I think it made it better because they all understood like these are the rules. I didn't make them. Somebody made them. But we're all adhering to them. Like, you know. I don't know. I liked it. We're probably missing a billion things that popped up that I probably missed in my little review too, but. Overall, I enjoyed it.
No, it's a good film. I like I said, highly recommend it. Watch it.
It's fucking quality.
If you haven't seen it, let us know what you think in the comment section. What you thought of the film?
What would you rate it? We didn't really do a category thing, but people are asked we to put numbers on it, and then we can ask for what they did.
I mean, I probably give it like a solid 8.5. You know,
I'm at a 9.
Yeah,
just because it was. If this is the type of movie to where if people were like, you should go watch it, it's this movie, and I went and watched it in the theater, I'd walk away saying, oh wow. I didn't waste my time.
Yeah.
You know, Padman was kind of like this at the beginning of the year. This one was way better than that, and then Padman. But like, there's also Boggy 2 and another movie that I won't name because I've been shitting on it ever since it came out. But anyway, no, I have nothing else to say unless you do.
No, I'm done. And that's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like button, leave comments, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. We haven't been pushing the sub thing. You guys have been doing it on your own. Appreciate it. And that's going to do it for us. For me and Daniel's Chinese hair, we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.